Hi everybody, so I'm Shadi, I'm from AJ Plus, which is Al Jazeera's new online-only channel. So we create content solely for social media platforms. You should check us out at AJ Plus. And I just finished doing a talk on live streaming, where I offered tools and tips and tricks along with my comrade Tim Pool. So I guess I'll be answering any remaining questions that you have.
Great. Yeah, thank you very much. The presentation I thought was incredibly useful, especially as our journalists throughout the net are moving more toward live streaming and trying to use that. One thing I wanted to ask you about a little bit more, I think there's still kind of a push within our company that we have to draw people to our website, and a lot of the tools that you're talking about, like Periscope, like we're using now, Facebook mentions, YouTube, and even live stream to a certain extent are kind of off-site mechanisms. So how do you kind of square, being out in the social space versus embedding videos on your websites and trying to draw people into to your own native platform?
Yeah. You may not like my answer because we don't have a website. We don't believe in that. We believe in, and I think, this is something looking ahead. It may not work exactly for your model, but we find that just engage with people on the platforms that they already exist on and the way that they like to engage on that platform, and stop trying to draw them to another platform. So people are on your website, there's a reason that they're on there, and there's a way that they're interacting, and that's fine. When people are on the live stream platforms, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, there's a unique experience that they're having on those platforms, and it doesn't make sense to take them from there and draw them onto something else. I think using your website as sort of a landing page, almost an archive, where you're showing the live stream that you did do, and it's almost like a place where you can store and talk about the deeper elements that you weren't able to in that live moment. So one thing that we do, which may be helpful for you, we don't have a website, but we do use Medium. And the way we use Medium is we'll report a breaking story, and then we'll use Medium to create a post explaining the behind the scenes, telling you the stuff we weren't able to explain to you, giving you links to all the content. So I think for a website, it could be something like, we live stream broadcast, and here it is if you want to see it, and then we're going to write a little bit for you, some more information on it, and here's some links, and here's some more information. I mean, it could be used as like an archival source, but we completely just work with the users where they are, and we don't even bother dragging them in any other direction.
Right, and both you and Tim talked about how really one of the benefits of live streaming is just audience enhancement and engagement more than this is a way to push ads or monetize content.
Yeah.
And that kind of sounds like what you're saying right now.
Yeah, it really is. I think that ultimately live streaming really is a space that allows you the opportunity as a journalist to put your audience right there inside of the story, not only to engage with it, to ask their own questions, but to be really invested in it. So we find that it's a great way to build audience and to build a niche audience interested in that story, where they're going to want to continue it and follow through the video dispatches, for example. For us, we were sending video dispatches where we were following a couple of characters across all the borders, the refugees. So they were going from Hungary to Austria, Austria to Germany, and we were following a couple of families and young people across. So we were telling their stories in these video dispatches. But in between that, on a daily basis, we were giving these live streams, producing these live streams. And it was a way for our audience, for us to tell them, like, here's your chance to ask them these questions, and then you'll see our beautiful, highly produced, very reported piece afterwards, which is the typical experience that you'll get on Facebook. But here's another experience where you can interact with these characters. And so it offers them an entirely different, interactive, immersive experience. And we had people in our office who never watch live stream, like our admin folks. And one of the admin women we have was like, I was watching your live stream, and my kids were like, get off of there, you're using our internet. And she was like, no, I need to know what's gonna happen next, And so she became invested in a story that she never would have paid attention to otherwise, because she kept telling me, I felt like I was there with you. And that's a really interesting experience, I think, for viewers to have, and it's a rare experience for them to have, particularly from a news organization. News organizations rarely offer you that opportunity.
So in that vein, do we have any questions from anyone? Has anybody popped on Periscope to ask us any questions?
We've got a lot of hellos.
Okay, well good. Hello. Teresa, do you have any questions?
I was just wondering if you could speak a little bit to like the ethics of live streaming. How far is too far? How deep into it can you get sometimes?
Yeah, so for us, I mean, the only moment that I experienced most recently, we were in Europe covering the refugee crisis. The only time that I ran into anything related to ethics was as I was walking up and down the line, there were some refugees who did not want to be filmed. Well, while you're live, I mean, if you're filming on camera and DSLR, okay, fine, I'll cut you out of the shot. When you're on live stream and you accidentally catch their face or something, I mean, there's nothing you can do. So my way around that when I first started to realize, okay, people are turning their heads or they're covering their faces, was I would sort of walk up and down the line, but not pointing the camera directly at the folks, but sort of just at the line. So you could see people, but you couldn't see their faces. And then people would call me over and I would go film them. And that was my way to like work around the ethical constraints with live. You know, there's sort of no way to cut people out of a live stream.
Right.
So you just have to really be quick on your feet and be able to react to what's happening around you.
That was great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being willing to